I don't know about you, but on social media, the debate about men and women keeps going around in circles, and it's kind of exhausting at this point. And I think I might have a clue as to why it's going around in circles and not getting anywhere. It's because we no longer share the same understanding of what a human being actually is. Before we actually have arguments about roles and rights or work, we need what's called a shared ontology of humanity and personhood. In the Christian tradition, a person is not just an isolated individual competing for status and resources, especially in Orthodox Christianity. We believe that a person exists in communion with God and with others. So we believe that personhood is also relational as well as individual. Now, modernity, this kind of flattened that vision and it reduced personhood to just the autonomous individual. Once that happens, the only way men and women can relate really is through competition, even though no one really wants to do that. The same job, the same metrics, and the same hierarchy, men and women are forced to compete. But this framework ignores something very basic about how human beings actually function. Now, men, they tend to organize themselves through hierarchy and competition, what feminists have always called patriarchy. They actually need these spaces where they can test themselves, where they can build competence and earn respect amongst other men. Basically, they all need to go over there and have their little play fights and compete with each other, maybe even bully each other, and then shake hands and become friends. They need something paternal to come out of that. I've spoken about that in a previous video. That spear really matters, and I really respect it, by the way. It builds the structures, institutions, and protections societies depend on. Women, on the other hand, they have historically shaped the relational and cultural foundations of society, forming families, nurturing children, and sustaining communities. That work is not secondary, it is civilizational. It shapes everyone around them. The problem is that modern systems erase the value of women's sphere by absorbing it into the marketplace, the corporate capitalist marketplace, while also pulling women into the same competitive hierarchy as men. Now both sexes are forced into a framework that distorts them. The solution is not to erase difference or to pit men and women against each other. It is to recognize that men and women can exist as two persons in a co-equal communion with God, different spheres of contribution, both necessary, neither diminished. You might call it patriarchal and matriarchal authority existing alongside one another, not competing for the same hierarchy, but each strengthening the other. Human life also operates on three levels: the individual, the communal, and the collective. And a healthy society honors all three without collapsing one into the other. When we recover that vision, we stop asking who must dominate or submit. Instead, we recognize that men and women flourish when their distinct contributions are valued. Not equality through sameness, but dignity through right relationship. Thanks for listening. I hope this was helpful.